Hello and welcome to Club President Education Training. My name is Meredith Taylor and I am the Education and Training Specialist here at Kiwanis International. I'm also joined with Debbie McNulty from the Florida District, who is their Leadership Development Coordinator. We'll have a couple other guests pop in and out throughout our time together today, but our goal is to walk you through your roles and responsibilities to help you prepare for your upcoming role as a club president. Thank you for making this commitment and thank you for being a leader in your club. Today, we're going to talk about a lot of different topics. We'll start with talking about what your job is as a Kiwanis Club president, your committees, your planning conference, working with your president-elect and vice president, working with the board and your board's responsibilities, installation and induction ceremonies, and of course, club meetings and membership. We'll also go over the basics of our organization and the resources that are available to you. A few quick housekeeping notes before we get too far. If you have any insights or examples to share with your peers or questions to ask, please use the questions feature on the GoToMeeting panel. That's the word I'm looking for, panel. And we will look at these and get them answered just as quickly as we can or address them as a group. We also have a brand new leadership guide, which I am so excited about. It looks like this if you haven't seen it already. I realize most of you don't have this in front of you, and that is absolutely okay. I want to stress that. Any references to the leadership guide will be put on the screen so you can see them. So don't feel you're not at any disadvantage by not physically having it in front of you. If you'd like, you can download a copy from kiwanis.org/leadership guide, or you can click on the handouts tab and go to webinar and download a copy there. These were shipped to your district. However, the 23,000 that we sent out prior to the COVID pandemic happening, kind of it depends on whether or not you did receive it. So your districts are working as hard and as quickly as they possibly can to create plans to get these distributed accordingly. So please be patient with them, but they are in your state or district somewhere, and they will be getting to you hopefully soon. Our goal for today is to prepare you to lead your Kiwanis Club in growth, retention, and service, and to manage your club's operations effectively. Let's take a moment and listen to a message from International President-elect Art Riley.
Thank you for stepping up to become a leader in Kiwanis. Your leadership not only makes a difference to club members, it makes a difference in the lives of children across the world. As you take on your new role, I hope you will take advantage of all the online modules and classroom learning that has been developed for you. We've worked hard to make sure you have what you need. I also hope you will take advantage of the strong mentors, coaches, and Kiwanians who surround you, and will encourage them to mentor and develop strong leaders in our clubs and districts. The future of Kiwanis and our dedication to the world's children depends on our ability to inspire and lift one another up so we can deliver our best to those who entrusted us to lead. I look forward to working with passionate, dedicated, and well-trained leaders this year in Kiwanis. Kids need Kiwanis, and Kiwanis needs you.
As you can see, next year is going to be great, and we're excited that you have made the commitment to be part of it. What are your expectations for today's training? You're welcome to share them in the group via that questions box. You can jot them down for yourself or just think about them. My expectation for today is that you will leave this training with a strong foundational understanding of what your roles and responsibilities are as a club president. I also expect that you will have the tools that will know what the tools are so that you can be successful for next year. We have 4 measurable parameters that we'll look at to determine your success. First will be that you've improved the club experience as measured by your member satisfaction surveys. We'll also look to see that you stabilized or increased the membership in your club, that you had increased participation at club meetings and club service projects, as well as district events and at Kiwanis International events. And lastly, that you sponsored and supported a service leadership program or other branded service program. To really understand your roles and responsibilities, you first need to have a better understanding of our organization overall. So what is Kiwanis? We know that we're a global organization made up of clubs and members and partners dedicated to improving the lives of children one community at a time. Today, we are more than 550,000 members strong, from K-Kids to Kiwanis, in more than 80 countries around the globe. For more than a century, Kiwanis has created opportunities for children to be curious, safe, and healthy, regardless of the community where they live. We have 3 statements that really define our organization. We have our motto, our defining statement, and our vision statement. Our motto is serving the children of the world, and that's what we do as Kiwanians. We're generous with our time, we're creative with our ideas, we are passionate about making a difference, and we have fun along the way. Kiwanis is also founded on 6 objects to guide our organization. These are our values and our core beliefs. They were approved nearly 100 years ago at the 1924 Kiwanis International Convention and have not changed since their inception. The framework for Kiwanis International comes from our strategic plan. The newest iteration was approved by the International Board of Trustees in October of 2019. A strategic plan is an organization's roadmap. Our strategic plan is based on 5 pillars. The leadership and education pillar is the newest addition to come out of this October 29 version. KI strategic plan is set to guide each club to create their own plans and choose their own path towards accomplishing common goals within these 5 priorities. Does your club have a strategic plan? You should, and as an incoming club officer, you should be aware of it. It is important to revisit and revise your club's strategic plan over time. This is a group effort to create and implement a strategic plan and should not be left to a singular person. Your club officers, club board of directors, and a few committed members need to work together to create a strategic plan which will help your club thrive for years to come. Use the same 5 pillars as the basis for your club's strategic plan. Develop club strategies and a plan of attack for each of these pillars. There is a template that you can use within your leadership guide on pages 6 and 7. You can also download this from the Kiwanis website, or you can create your own. As a club leader, you're also going to be an important partner to the Children's Fund. In your role, you'll be supported by a Kiwanis Children's Fund district chair who are passionate advocates of the mission of the Children's Fund, and they are constant communicators of their core values. There are also 3 main types of foundations that all kind of benefit our Kiwanis clubs and the Children's Foundation. There are club foundations, which support local club and community needs, district foundations, which focus on regional priorities, and the Kiwanis Children's Fund, which focuses on projects that can benefit from the collective support of Kiwanis globally. The Children's Fund is also incredibly grateful for the support of Kiwanians. Your generosity helps many children in many places in many different ways. Kids need Kiwanis, and the Children's Fund helps you reach them. They allow you to amplify your impact around the world. The Children's Fund also provides grants for our service leadership programs, clubs and district service projects, disaster relief, and the elimination of MNT and IDD. The role of the Children's Fund is similar to that of a community foundation. They raise funds from Kiwanians and grant them to the projects that Kiwanians are passionate about. They also provide services to their donors and resources to other nonprofits within the Kiwaniverse. The Children's Fund also wants to be a resource for you. They can help you from providing fundraising tips to nonprofit management of your club foundation to helping you create a club foundation, walk you through Kiwanis grant programs, and provide speakers and presentations for your club meetings, whether it be from a volunteer or from a staff member, or you can use or they can do this in person or virtually. So it really is a great way to kind of find out more about what the Children's Fund doing and where your dollars are, what projects your dollars are supporting. The Children's Fund also has a great club grant program for to help support Kiwanis club service projects. This was updated in October 2017, and so in order to qualify for one of these club service projects, these projects need to be Kiwanis led, fill a documented need within your community as shown by the Community Needs Assessment, recur at least once a year, and support activities within one of the Children's Fund cause areas. For the Children's Fund, they look at a grant as a form of collaboration. So when a club has a gap in its funding for a project, a club grant can help fill it. Clubs can complete the first step of the application process, which is a letter of inquiry, from at any time during the year, but grants are awarded in June, October, and January. You can visit the Children's Fund website for more information about club grants or talk to your club's treasurer. Those of you who have been in Kiwanis for a while are probably very familiar with the Eliminate project. So as of today, the maternal and neonatal tetanus has been eliminated in 27 countries since Kiwanis joined UNICEF back in 2010. We've raised nearly $87 million to fight MNT. And Kiwanis will continue to work towards the elimination of MNT for years to come. Your continued support is critical for fulfilling the pledges made by both clubs and individuals over the last few years. Kiwanis has also been sponsoring youth programs since the first Key Club was founded back in 1925. Since then, other programs have been added and experienced tremendous growth. SLPs have become core projects for many Kiwanis clubs. Currently, we have 5 service clubs and 3 programs and initiatives. Most often, SLPs are sponsored by Kiwanis clubs or another civic organization. As the sponsoring club, your role spans from initiating the organization of the club, working with school officials, and providing counseling and assistance for members. So at the very highest level, there's a lot of great work that Kiwanis does, and as a club president, you're going to play an integral role in making this happen. So sorry. Perks of working from home. I have 2 very friendly helpers in the back. So as a club president, though, you need to know that you're not alone and you are part of a much bigger leadership team. Every year brings transition for all of our leadership positions, from club officers to the president of Kiwanis International. You will be serving with over 7,000 other club presidents, 875 lieutenant governors, 50 governors, and 20 board members. Together, we are going to help make the Kiwanis family make a difference all over the world. This whole leadership team is working together to support all of our clubs, and you play an important role in connecting the pieces. 2 of the most common ways that you'll provide leadership to your club are through club meetings and through your board meetings. Your service projects will also play a big role. So what is your job? If you asked 5 people what the role of a club president is, you're likely to get 5 very different answers. Is there an absolute right answer? Probably not, but there is a list of responsibilities that you should be familiar with and know how to do. This list will vary slightly by club to account for your club's own traditions. Here's the good news though. With a little planning, it is a very manageable list. Remember, you're part of something bigger and you have support. Your division is led by a lieutenant governor, and reach out to them with questions. You'll likely get to know them very well since they'll be a great resource for you and your club. Also, work with your current club president just to make sure that you understand and build that foundational relationship so that you feel comfortable asking questions and getting help when you need it. So we'll look at your job in 3 parts. We'll first talk about your responsibilities, then your qualifications, and then your duties. Your club elected you because you have the quality of character to lead. As a president, you'll ensure that your club functions effectively. You'll lead your club in projects that benefit your community. You'll develop initiatives to increase your club's membership. And above all, you'll develop servant leaders who fulfill the Kiwanis mission at the club level and beyond. Prepare well. Be a leader who inspires, counsel and steer your club into the direction of membership and service. As presiding officer of your club and of your club's board of directors, you will work closely with the board and your committee chairs to establish and follow a strategic plan. You'll also work with them to set goals for improving the members' club experience and increase your club's impact within your community. There's a complete list of roles and responsibilities available in the leadership guide and on our and on the Kiwanis website. Some basic qualifications for being club president are listed here. You are a walking advertisement for your club. Lead by example within your club and your community to maximize your impact. Make sure that you're timely and you can manage your time well, and that you have strong relationship building skills. Make sure that you facilitate club meetings and not just teach at a club meeting. Follow an agenda, but make it interactive. And of course, remember to always inspire and empower your members. A complete list of duties is available on page 16 of the leadership guide. However, here are 4 worth noting. Establishing and following a strategic plan will help keep your club on track for the future. An effective leadership team will also take the pressure off of you from having to do everything all the time. Be an active face in your community to help create a successful club experience. And lastly, enter club and participate in division council meetings to network with your fellow Kiwanians in your area. Here's a snapshot of those complete duties from the leadership guide. Take a moment and look over these in your book or on the screen, or jot it down to make sure that you have read over these before October 1st. Your main purpose is to help create the best possible Kiwanis Club experience for your fellow members. Your focus will be primarily on the following 5 areas: service, strength, fun, community awareness, and Kiwanis family sponsorship. Let's start by talking about service. Assess your club's current projects and whether or not they still meet the needs of your community. The Analyzing Your Impact ACE tool is a great place to start. If your club's service projects are not meeting the needs of your community like they used to, look at ways to make your projects more impactful. Also, make sure that your members still find your service projects as a valuable use of your resources. If not, it may be time to look a little introspectively on where some things can change. Next, let's talk about strengthening your club. Conduct a member satisfaction survey to make sure you know what matters to your club. Reach out to your district office to get help from your district's membership team. Schedule monthly club board meetings to evaluate progress towards your goals. This is also great, so your monthly board meetings are a great opportunity to make sure that all of your committees are also on track, your finances are on track, kind of all of the moving pieces, it's a great check-in opportunity. Let's talk about fun. Plan at least 4 special events just for your club members and their families. Ask other members to get involved in planning these events. These are great opportunities just to say thank you. Being a club member does take a lot of work, and so taking that time to just let your club members know that they are important, they are appreciated, and they are valued really will go a long way. When we talk about our clubs and we talk about our impacts on our communities, so our communities need to be aware about our clubs and what we're doing. You are some of the best community awareness you can get. Be that walking billboard. Bring copies of the magazine or of the membership application and leave it in the waiting room of a doctor's office. Wear Kiwanis clothing if you have it. Slap a bumper sticker on your car. Coordinate a press release with your local media for all service projects and fundraisers. Post about things on social media. These are great ways to just put the good work that your club is doing out there. Don't be afraid to kind of stick your club out there to try something new, and make sure that your community knows, hey, look, the local Kiwanis Club is making this possible. And lastly, make sure that your club is actively engaging with your sponsored SLPs. Invite your service leadership program members to attend your club meetings. Make sure you visit their meetings. Same with their service projects. Also, remember to have fun. So after reviewing kind of these roles and responsibilities and your just general position description, what qualities do you think make for a great club president? Do you feel like you have these qualities? Feel free to share your thoughts in the questions box or jot them down on a piece of paper. The whole leadership team is working together to support Kiwanis clubs globally, and you play a vital role in connecting those pieces. Your club's leadership team will work closely with your committee chairs in order to achieve the goals that you all have set forth as your priorities. Start building your leadership team by choosing reliable and collaborative committee chairs. Your club likely has a variety of committees. Here on the screen is just an example of different committees your club may have. The only committee required by Kiwanis International is your financial review committee, and this is part of the Kiwanis International bylaws. Your club may have outlined, though, other standing committees within its bylaws that you need to have. So let's take a minute and think about your club's committees and their leadership. What special committees does your club have? Will any of these committees have completed their assigned tasks by the end of the current year? Will you be adding any special committees? And can you add any subcommittees to your existing committees? Feel free to share any of your unique or different club committees that your club has. All right, so when it comes to your club's committees, there are 2 important dates that you need to keep in mind. Remember to appoint all of your committee chairs by July 15th, and then have all of your committee chairs report their additional committee or their members for their respective committees by August 1st. Some of you have sent in some committees that your club has, including a committee for diversity inclusion, and that is great. We love seeing clubs that really do take that step for diversity and inclusion and make that a priority. Some clubs also have committees for big anniversary, so a 10th or 20th or 100th anniversary celebration. Others have meal planning committees or party planning committees, special events, all sorts of things like that. So if you think your club would benefit from having a committee for a specific topic or responsibility, feel free to form one. As you prepare to take office, it's also important to take the time to meet with your club president's planning committee or planning conference is a great opportunity for you to meet with your fellow club leaders to strategize before that October 1st date. This will help you ensure an efficient and effective year for your club. Due to social gathering restrictions in your community, you may need to consider hosting this over a virtual platform like GoToMeeting or Zoom. So what is the planning conference? It's an opportunity to plan and develop goals with your leadership team. And it's also, the purpose of it is really to review your club's organization and specific responsibilities for each of your elected and appointed club leaders. This is a great time for you to review and finalize your goals, the actions you want to take, and create timelines for overall club improvement. Also look at those actions and goals and timelines for every committee and every special appointment. Before you host your conference, reflect on these two questions though. What do you want to be remembered for in your club, and who can help you succeed? We've talked a lot about goals. So why do we set goals? What's the purpose? Most of the time, goals give us focus. They keep us on track and make sure that we stay motivated to kind of meet this deadline. By setting goals, it holds us accountable, and setting club goals holds your club accountable for hitting those benchmark steps. And there's a lot to consider when you are establishing those club goals. You'll want to coordinate with your board and your committee chairs to align your goals with the club's goals. Best practices tell us to focus on no more than 3 goals at any one time. Use the SMART goal system to outline your goals. SMART is a tool for creating clear and reachable goals. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Therefore, a SMART goal incorporates all of these criteria to help you focus your efforts and increase your chances of achieving a goal. You haven't taken office quite yet, but it's important to develop your club's leadership pipeline to ensure the ongoing success of your club. The leadership pipeline safeguards your club's vision, plan, organization, structure, relationship, and knowledge. Your president-elect and vice president both hold a spot on your club's board of directors. The president-elect also presides over club meetings and board meetings in the absence of the club president. Remember to include both your president-elect and vice president in discussions, meetings, and encourage them to attend CLE training. There are 4 things, though, that you should really keep in mind and make sure that you tell your successor. First is that leadership begins before you take office. Be open about the challenges you faced and how you overcame them. Also, remind your successor to focus on the future. And lastly, your behavior matters. So even though you may not be club president yet, people are looking to see how you act and how you respond. Make a list of things you want to know from your predecessor before you officially take office. Work with them to exchange ideas and get a better understanding about some of the hurdles you may face and how you can overcome them. Another aspect of your role as club president is to act as the chair of your club's board of directors. You preside over board meetings, set the agenda, call special meetings of the board, consult with the board to establish goals that align with your club's strategic plan, and serve as ex officio member of all standing and special committees. The purpose of your club board is to ensure smooth club operations, to lead club initiatives, and to create and uphold your club's vision. Most of the board's tasks are related to administration, decision-making, and strategic planning. All of these things, though, are done with the club's best interest in mind. Per the standard form for club bylaws and policies, your club board is made up of officers and directors. Officers include the president, president-elect, immediate past president, vice presidents, if your club has any, treasurer, and secretary. You also have directors who are non-officer members, and depending on where you are, there may be some required other positions on your board based on local laws. This is we typically see this in Europe or Asia Pacific. The key to a successful board meeting is to have a format. Use whatever format, though, works best for you and for your board. You should always arrive prepared with an agenda to set the tone of the meeting from the very beginning. Better yet, send the agenda to your board in advance so that no one is surprised by any of the topics. If everyone arrives to prepared and discuss each agenda item, you'll facilitate an efficient and productive board meeting. Also, note that any club member can voluntarily attend board meetings. Though they aren't voting members, they are welcome to listen in on any of the conversation that your club's board needs to discuss. As club president, you're also responsible for the installation of your club board and also installing your club officers. Another fun thing you get to do is induct your new club members. There are a lot of moving pieces and parts required for a successful installation ceremony. It's a time to showcase the talents of your members and the impact that they have on their community. While you're responsible for the installation of the club board and officers, it is common for a guest of honor, such as the lieutenant governor, to preside. Every year, your members make the decision to continue their membership. How can we influence their decision to stay? The approach we take with new members is significantly different, though, than we do for existing members. New members need to feel valued and appreciated from day one. Capture this enthusiasm and channel it to renew the energy in your club. It's best to start new member orientation prior to them officially joining so they can understand the goals and responsibilities of membership. Kiwanis International has a downloadable PowerPoint that you can reference when creating your club's new member orientation. Pair new members to act as their go-to person for questions and to act as a familiar face to sit with during club meetings. Mentoring can be a great way to reach more, to involve more members if it's something your club's not already doing. Lastly, the induction of new members is a memorable experience that helps them feel like they are part of something important. When you invest in their induction, you let new members know that they are valued and important. Some clubs do have very formal or even unique traditions when it comes to welcoming their new members. However you opt to induct your new members, make sure that that does happen and that it's timely and reflects your club's style and spirit. Your biggest opportunity to make a first impression on a prospective member and keeping your current members engaged is through your club meetings. In many clubs, the president is given some flexibility with the structure of the meeting agenda. But remember, there is a fine balance between flexibility and changing club culture. Think through what you would want to include in your club's meeting agenda and get member feedback if you're unsure about how your club's members may respond. The meeting is much more than an agenda though. You are hosting the best show in town. Be sure your club and its members feel like it. Designate specific people to greet members as they arrive, make complimentary meal arrangements for guests, introduce all guests and speakers, and recognize the achievements of members in committees and express thanks on behalf of your club. Club meetings vary significantly from club to club. Some have elements that take part of a long-standing tradition. Others are way less formal. Some sing, some use the gong and gavel, some pray, some hang their banner at every meeting, and some don't do any of those things. And that's okay. Don't confuse tradition with requirements. Consider what's best for your club and its membership. Let's take a moment and reflect. What makes your club unique? How do you showcase that uniqueness? If you'd like, please share with us what makes your club unique in the questions feature, and we'll be sure to share those with the group. We love hearing the different ways that our clubs stand out. Building your club's membership is also critical when looking towards your club's future. Let's take a minute and listen to Art again.
What would your club be able to do if you had a few more dedicated members? Would you give more books to kids? Provide more food or art supplies to children? Put on a larger diversity fair or bigger bicycle safety event? Our clubs do so much good for the communities they serve. They make a difference, and so does each and every Kiwanis member. That's why we must continue to share our story and bring new volunteers into our clubs and districts. Each new member energizes us and brings us new ideas and perspectives on how we can serve children and make an even greater impact in their lives. I encourage every Kiwanis member to look around for the doers in their lives, the ones with huge hearts and quick minds. Then extend your hand in friendship and give them the greatest gift they will ever know, the chance to transform lives and help children soar. If you're not sure how to get started, please look up the membership resources on the Kiwanis website. Set challenging goals, inspire your teams to reach out and tell people about the good they are doing for kids, and celebrate your success. I look forward to seeing your clubs grow and your communities thrive.
Clearly, membership is still the top priority of our organization. And without a strong membership and a growing membership, our organization can cease to exist. A lot of you have submitted some things that make your clubs unique that I'd love to share. Rachel says, we're a smaller club that meets regularly, but a good percent of the members have been active for decades. They have a lot of wisdom and knowledge. Oh, I can only imagine. Andy says, we're a brand new club that we started in October and now are sidelined by COVID. All ideas are welcome. And Andy, we have plenty of different ideas available for you on our website that I would highly recommend you check out. Carrie's Club hosts steak nights once a month on warmer months that act as inner clubs. Our Key Club is unique because of the commitment to our members. Our annual Key Club Carnival and annual banquet are always supporting our community. These are great, guys. And all so different, which I love. I love that no two clubs are really identical, especially in just how we choose to do things. When it comes to the membership in your club, you are to actively promote membership growth and retain the members you have. You are also responsible for appointing a membership chair as soon as possible if you haven't done so already. Familiarize yourself with the membership committee section of the leadership guide and the training that's available. Membership committee chairs and members are encouraged to watch the recording of the virtual CLE training that was hosted for them on Thursday, if they didn't already. And as president, you may find it to be very helpful, especially in this era of virtual meetings and virtual fundraising. Work closely with your membership chair on growth initiatives and establishing a membership goal. Invite guests to meetings and projects, and invite your guests to both meetings and projects as both presenters and prospective members. Whenever you have a speaker come to your club, remember to treat them like a prospective member as well. And lastly, host membership-specific events. Host a membership drive or have a contest to see who can bring the most guests. It doesn't have to be a large-scale membership effort sometimes, but making a fun, friendly competition could go a long way. Don't be afraid to put your club out there when recruiting new members. Especially in this virtual time, get creative in how you reach out to those in your community. Lastly, we do need to talk about the youth protection guidelines. All adults working with youth under the age of 18 at any Kiwanis event are expected to read, understand, agree to, and abide by the youth protection guidelines. Every Kiwanis club is expected to educate its members on these guidelines, share best practices, and what to do when they become aware of a youth in a potentially harmful situation. Every member should attend a training annually, whether offered by your club, your district, or online. For the most up-to-date youth protection training, visit kiwanis.org/youth protection, and I highly recommend bookmarking this page. In addition, every Kiwanis district is expected to help inform and educate on the youth protection guidelines. So during every district-produced convention or conference, the district is expected to provide an educational forum or workshop regarding the guidelines. This is also when they should share best practices for adults who are working with youth. Districts are provided information and materials from Kiwanis International to use in these trainings. There's also information available for your club to use as well. Oops. So thank you for taking time out of your Saturday to participate in today's training. I hope that you feel like you have a foundational understanding of what's expected of you as a club president. In the coming weeks, you will be receiving additional information from your district regarding some secondary training. These trainings will cover more district-specific topics and go a little bit further than we did today, so you really can understand more of the nuance of your role. I highly encourage you to attend these sessions so that you can be as prepared as possible for the year ahead. I would like to welcome Debbie back from the Florida District to join me. So she is the Leadership Development Coordinator. Those of you who aren't familiar with the Leadership Development Coordinator, they oversee the CLE training for your district. So you may not have met them in the past, but they do a ton of work behind the scenes. And so she's here to answer any questions you might have for the next 15 or 20 minutes or so. So Debbie, I'm gonna throw it over to you.
All right, hi everybody. You probably have seen me typing, frantically in the questions pane. If you have additional questions, go ahead and type them in there. Someone did ask another question that I couldn't. Oh, someone was asking Meredith about what the president's role is when you need to for conflicts. how do you resolve conflicts between members in your club, and what's the president's role in that?
That's a great question. So we're human. Humans have conflict. It's slightly inevitable, and we're all different people with different opinions and mindsets. And though we might all get together, we can disagree on topics. So Kiwanis International does have some great conflict resolution resources available for club presidents on just how to kind of manage the situation without escalating it and trying to mitigate the number of hurt feelings or just general distaste for the club. I highly encourage you to reach out. Another great, I think, do we still have it right here? Another great book, it's actually, I have one right here, it's called Crucial Conversations. It's great for Kiwanis clubs. It's actually what we used as the focus for our conflict resolution curriculum. But I would encourage you to read it for your professional and your Kiwanis club life. So it looks like this. All my books are gonna go. And it is a great book about how to handle high emotions and kind of some of those more taboo or touchy subjects. So I would recommend that. One thing that's great is you don't have to know every answer or how to handle every situation, but just know how to find the resources in order to be successful in those areas. So knowing where to get some more information on how to resolve conflict can go a really long way.
One thing I would add to that also is use your lieutenant governor as a resource. In the past, when I was a lieutenant governor, there were some conflicts that came up in clubs here and there. And a lot of times the presidents reached out to me, and I was kind of a neutral third party, and I could hear both sides, and that kind of helped a lot, because if you're the president, and sometimes they may think you're biased or whatever. So if you want to bring in your lieutenant governor, that's certainly something, an option for you.
Definitely. Also, this sounds very silly, but if you have any lawyers in your club, a lot of attorneys mediation and arbitration, and even if they're close with one person, lawyers have this incredible ability to become very objective very quickly. And so reach out to them. It doesn't always have to be you as the president, especially if it is a situation that you're a little too close to. Don't be afraid, like Debbie said, reach out to your lieutenant governor and say, hey, I need some help. No judgment on that at all.
We had a really good question from Cheryl, who's asking about suggestions on how you could induct new members virtually. And there are certainly ways to do that. I'm actually working on a presentation to talk about how to do things virtually. And I suppose the planning is probably your best bet. I mean, if you're already using Zoom, I'm assuming if you know about virtual meetings and you've been doing those, get together with your lieutenant governor, find out if they have any ideas of what they would like to do. If they were in person, what would they do? Some lieutenant governors like to give out props or whatever. I guess it's kind of hard to give out props online, but just like Meredith had the book and she showed it and, wiggled it around, maybe you can still do that sort of thing, but you're just going to have to show pictures of it, and then when it's safe to get together and drop off the stuff, you can, or next time you meet, you can hand it to them in person. But if you want to get them inducted like right now, of course, online, when you're inducting people, you have to make it a little bit bigger and larger than life to make it a little more entertaining. Yay, I'm so excited, let's everybody clap, or whatever, get everybody, make sure all the pictures are up there, all the videos are up there, and then get people reacting. Because if I'm getting inducted and I see, like 20 people up there on the screen and they're all clapping and spinning around or doing something silly, that would make me feel welcome. So something like that, maybe.
Definitely. I do encourage for virtual inductions or virtual meetings or fundraising, things like that. Check out the recording of the membership committee training. This actually did come up, and one thing we discussed was a lot of you probably have heard of like birthday parades or graduation parades where people drive through a neighborhood and honk. We said, why not try that for an induction? Someone also suggested send like their new member pin in the mail with like specific instructions on do not open until this date and this time, and have them join your Zoom call. And so even though it's a little different, have fun with it. There's nothing wrong with trying something totally brand new and out of the box.
Meredith, what was the name of that book you were showing?
Crucial
Was it
Conversations.
Say it again. Crucial Conversations.
Yep.
All right. Can you tell me who the author is?
There are 4.
Okay.
Patterson, Rennie, McMillan, and Switzler.
Why don't you just give me one of them? I'm going to put this in the chat so that they can see it. So give me one of the names.
Do Patterson. That's the first one listed.
Okay.
But this is the newest version of it. It looks like this one was $20. They also have, it's called Crucial Accountability, and then they have another book called Influencer about how to be a positive influence. One thing I love about these books, they always have like, so this gray box is something like a real world example. They have different areas for you to like actually write in. They give you a ton of room to write in the margins. And there's a bunch of, if you like to listen to podcasts, there's a lot of podcasts available based on this book as well.
Gotcha. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'm gonna post in here a link to where you can find that book.
Killing it. Thank you.
Just look for it. If you look for Conversations book, you'll find it on the internet.
Greg asks a question, says, what can an attorney charge for their services? I wasn't meaning and go to a formal mediation for conflict resolution. More just ask for their advice and see if they'd be willing. I mean, an attorney can charge whatever they would like, what that's legal in their state, but I would approach them more and a, hey, our club's having an issue, would you be willing to help? But I love that you just said it was a joke. I kind of figured. My background actually prior to KI is I was a paralegal, so our club members who are attorneys really are great and do love to help.
There we go. Okay. Let's see. Do you have any presentations on bullying in school? No, I do not. But I am sure there's quite a bit of information out there about that. If you're interested in trying to find some things and you can't find them, you're welcome to you're welcome to contact me. And I can help you find it. So I'll put my email in here, but
there are Kiwanis clubs too that also focus, like, that have full-blown bullying prevention programs. I cannot think of any off the top of my head. I was looking to see if I could find anything. I feel like it was maybe the Las Vegas convention that there were some presentations about that. I will see if we can track that down.
Let's see. Contact if we have questions. Need to see if we are in attendance. That was from Annette.
So, Annette, all of everyone who attended, so like your name pops up with your email address. These are going to get sent out to the districts hopefully by the end of today. We still have 2 more sessions to get through, so that your districts will have a record of who did attend. And then on the screen right now, if it's something more district specific, do reach out to your district office, but you can also send an email to education@kiwanis.org, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can.
Okay. Oh, school system does our vetting. Is this enough? No. Are you talking about getting a
Background check?
Background check? Because no. If the school wants you to have theirs in addition, like you're required, then you will have to get theirs done. But if you're a service leadership advisor, you need to get your background check through Kiwanis as well.
Yep. And that's kind of the background behind that. Not all background checks are created equal. So schools may run and have different background checks than others. So you do have to have more than one.
Don is asking.
Oh, go ahead.
Don is asking about his division versus his district. I believe K07, if it's the 07, that's your district. Like I'm K05 because I'm Florida. I don't know what 7 is. And then the other two numbers are probably your division. So I would say that your division is 21, possibly. But 7 is probably your district.
Yeah, so K0721 is your division, K07 is your district, and then for some reason your club's K number will not start with 07. We were really consistent until that point.
Yeah.
Question about sample member satisfaction surveys. They're called the Achieving Club Excellence or ACE tools, and there is a measuring member satisfaction ACE tool, and there's a member satisfaction survey there. See if I can pull up that link and I'll send it to you guys.
Yeah, I don't know of one off the top of my head.
There you go.
I mean, I actually created I created a survey a few years ago for my club that had specific questions about, you know, how would you rate our meetings? How would you rate this? How would you rate that? And that was just me doing it. I wouldn't say it's an official thing, but I certainly have a sample of one. If anybody wanted a copy of it, I could send it to you. Just email me at debmcnultykiwanis@gmail.com.
And the one that I sent you guys to, it's a just general template. If you have a larger club, I recommend going to like Google Forms or FormStack or SurveyMonkey even, taking advantage of the free account options they have and doing it online so it automatically will compile all of your data for you. You can also do paper surveys if you're comfortable with that. So based on what your membership looks like, it's a great tool to take advantage of. And now is a great time to do that too with some of this downtime. You've got a lot of time to plan and strategize since we aren't able to be together and do as much hands-on service. So taking the opportunity to kind of maximize your members' experience and how you can improve it is a great opportunity. Do you all have any other questions? Greg asked back to background checks. How do we proceed? We're a small club with under 20 for each member. So Kiwanis International requires that your SLP advisor, so that liaison from your club to your SLP club, has an active background check on file, regardless of whether or not they are directly working with the children. You can get some more information about the background check process on the Youth Protection website, and you can always reach out to them as well to make sure that you are in compliance.
Okay. I think we're doing pretty good. Let's see.
Yeah.
Taking the time. Great. I'm glad that this was a helpful session, everyone. We've got some really nice positive feedback. We appreciate your support.
This is session 20 of 22 this week, so thank you guys for those of you who participated in this one and other ones this week. We do really appreciate it, and we know this is pretty broad, but that this just helps set the foundation and that you will take advantage of those district trainings. A huge thank you and shout out or thank out to Debbie for this is your 4th or 5th presentation you've done with me.
Oh, 4th or so. It's fun.
I
learn stuff every time.
Thank you. I truly appreciate it. If you guys don't have any more questions, you are free to sign off. I'll hang out for a few more minutes if any other questions come up. But if not, have a great weekend, a very happy Saturday. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, and most importantly, thank you guys. All the thanks, Debbie.
Yeah, I know. Look at that. We get some really nice comments that someone said it exceeded their expectations. So that was really nice to hear.
And whenever I hit end, it will send a thank you for attending email out. And these fled right back in, which is kind of fun.
Yep.
How do we order pins for members? You do that through the Kiwanis store. You can, I will send you the link, but it's if you go to kiwanis.org, on the top, there's an option that says shop, and that is how you will order your pins from the Kiwanis Family Store.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I don't see any other questions.
Perfect.
All right.
Debbie,
Well,
again, I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking time out of your Saturday twice to hang out with me. I hope the storms have now passed and that you can enjoy the rest of your weekend.
It's very nice. Yeah, very nice. Thanks so much, everyone.
No problem. Thank you again. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
See ya. All right. Thank you guys again. We really appreciate it. Thank you for all of your sweet words and have a great weekend and good luck next year.